Okay, I think this looks decent. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you've been here, hello, my name is Jess. If you have been here before, it's good to see you back. So today's video, I'm going to be speaking about my fitness journey this year. And I've actually been wanting to film this video for quite a while now, but I keep putting it off because it's something that's been so important to me and like so significant to me this year that I want it to be perfect in a sense. But now I'm like, okay, you actually just need to do it. Like there's no such thing as perfect. Like actually just make a video about it. So that's just what I'm going to be sharing with you today, is my fitness journey. And yeah, I want this to be really positive because I know when it comes to things like losing weight and fitness and that, there's a lot of negative connotations, and I know that people have had eating disorders, and honestly, like we've been brought, well, I know for me, not necessarily everyone, but like a lot of people have been brought up into a diet culture where it's like diet and lose weight to become better, and it's like all this pressure. And so I don't want it to be like that. The whole reason why I'm sharing this with you isn't to make anyone feel bad or anything. Like I think it's so important to listen to your own body and realize that you are enough. Like you are enough and you are more than just your weight. You're more than just what your body looks like. And I just really want you to know that and to just feel like good enough and positive. And I don't want this to be like a critical negative state. So let's jump into sort of the things I've like I wrote down kind of all the things that I want to say about this journey in this book. So yeah, so I will just start by saying, so at the beginning of this year, I don't know if you remember, maybe you've seen it, but I filmed a video with Kath Finney about creating our New Year's resolutions. So like daily steps that we wanted to take in the new year. And one of the things that I said was I wanted to focus more on my fitness and like stop eating carbs, because I know, and this again, like listen to your own body. Like for me, I was really just not feeling good about myself, and I'm saying like my body felt unhealthy. So I said I didn't want to eat carbs and like chocolate anymore. I wanted to like fill my body with healthy things and then also exercise. So those are the things I did, and so that's kind of like the beginning. And then since the beginning of the year, I've actually lost nearly 10 kilos, which like it wasn't even something that I was aiming to do, honestly. It was just something that ended up like happening. It wasn't my goal to lose weight, to be honest. Like my goal was to feel better because I didn't feel good. So that was the whole reason why I did it. So yeah, that's just like something to let you know. And again, like I don't think it's like, I don't believe in like, oh, you should lose weight and you should do this and you should do this. But like I definitely feel like if you want to lose weight and feel better, like that's also perfectly fine. But then the first thing I wanted to say is like, and I have been saying this, but like you are enough. And like with this whole, like when I did this journey and as I've been going through this, like I love myself, and I loved myself at the beginning of the year. Like I think I'm good enough. And so I think that that's an important part of when it comes to these things, because I know like some people have think like, oh, I'm not good enough, so like let me try lose weight and then maybe I'll become good enough. And like from what I've heard from other people, that strategy doesn't work, because if you don't like yourself now, suddenly losing weight or dropping a few dress sizes isn't going to change that, because it's like you're still you're never going to be enough, because being enough starts with the self. It's about looking at yourself and saying, I'm enough. Like I'm enough if I am 400 times as big as I currently am, and like I'm enough even when I'm smaller than that. So I think that that's just, it's something that has really made this journey really enjoyable for me, in that it hasn't been like, oh, like I have to exercise, Jen, and like you're not allowed to eat this, and like, oh, I'm like giving up chocolate. It hasn't felt like that. And it hasn't been like, oh, I need to do all these things because maybe one day I'll be good enough. Like I'm good enough now. Like I'm good enough now. I'm good enough in the next month. I'm good enough in the next year. And I was good enough 6 months ago. I was good enough 10 years ago. So I think that's just something that I would really encourage you to like if you are in this thing and you like, if you're not feeling enough and stuff, like actually focus on on that. Like focus on improving your relationship with the self. Don't just avoid that and be like, oh, exercise is going to save the day, because it's not. It's like what you're telling yourself, which is really important. And then something else that I wanted to say is, so listen to your intuition. So that to me has been super important in my whole fitness journey. Like what I've said in the beginning, in that my body was telling me, okay, like this isn't good. Like you're not eating. Like before, I mean, I'm saying like last year I was eating very mindlessly. It would be like, oh, there's food there, so I'll eat it. Or like everyone else is eating and then I would eat. And just what I was picking up was that it didn't, it's like it wasn't that, I was just doing it because it was there, and it was just like not having good effects anymore. And so I wanted to stop being so controlled about it. And my body like gave me the intuition, okay, like we're starting the new year and we're going to do this. So if your body's been telling you like, okay, and maybe it's not, I'm not, like we're all on different journeys, like it's not necessarily anything. Your body doesn't necessarily have to say that, but if your body is like saying, okay, like maybe we should start eating more healthy, I definitely recommend listening to that. And also where intuition has helped me a lot. So intuition is like this gut feeling where you just feel like I should be doing that, and sometimes intuition isn't always a comfortable thing. Like sometimes it involves change. Well, I'm saying like sometimes the stuff that your intuition is telling you to do involves change. But I'm saying like another thing that happened to me with regards to intuition is that intuition was telling me how to exercise and what to do. So in the beginning, I was like, hey, no more carbs, no more chocolates and that. And then I like had my own little workout routine. And then I did that for about a week. And then I got this intuitive feeling to start these Pamela Reif workouts. And one of my friends, Kath was the one who actually told me about these last year. And when she told me about it, I didn't like listen. I was like, hey, whatever, that's like, I don't need to do that. And then suddenly I just got this intuitive feeling like, okay, you actually need to try her workouts. And also funnily enough is that like one of her because she's got these different programs, and one of them is the dancing workout. And like for me, I didn't like dancing that much, and it was actually like this huge big thing last year where I was like uncomfortable dancing and like doing weird things, and I just didn't like dancing. And so it's funny because in this experience, like I worked out, okay, actually I think that if you do more dancing and more like jumping around, but dancing stuff, I think that will actually help you feel better. So it was by literally doing the thing where I was like, I'm not a dancer, I don't like dancing. I ended up like dancing and having fun, and that really helped me. So definitely listen to your intuition and do what your body tells you to do. Don't just do what everyone else is doing, or like, oh, here's this textbook says I need to do this, this, and this, because I don't necessarily think that works. I think speak to your body, communicate with your body, and say like, hey body, what do you need? What do I need to do? And then I think it's also important because like maybe you need to do something fun. Because I know like a lot of people speak about how exercise isn't that fun. And actually for me, when I've always actually been quite an active person, even though I haven't really believed this, but I feel like I have been an active person. And I have gone through stages where it's like, it's boring to exercise and it's not that fun. And I haven't had that experience this year. I've been, I've enjoyed exercise every single day, which is very new for me. I didn't always used to enjoy exercise. And it's because I'm doing stuff that I actually want to do. So I'm not like doing things that if people are like, oh no, Jess, like you have to like go run a marathon every single day, or like go do this type of exercise, and I don't like that, so why must I do that? So I think that's something which if you're looking to get into fitness or whatever, like do the stuff that you actually want to do. If walking makes you happy, then walk, because that's going to be more beneficial for you than doing something that someone else wants you to do. Well, that's just like my personal opinion. Then something else which has been important for me, these are just like random things that I should say, but like headphones have been really important for me, because I know with like running and stuff, if I don't have headphones, it's the most boring thing in the world. Like honestly, with all like my workouts and everything, they're so much more enjoyable when I'm listening to music. So yeah, so if you don't have headphones and you're looking to get into fitness, like, or earphones or whatever, would definitely suggest looking into that, because that's really has helped me a lot with motivation and just making the experience more enjoyable. Then another thing is, I think it's important, well, it's been important for me to build up slowly. So to see that you're not gonna, if you're just starting out with fitness and that, you're not gonna be like 100% immediately. And that's what I've seen, and it's about like being my own comparison. So not like looking at other people and saying, oh yeah, like they're so much more fit than, or they're so much fitter than me, and like more this and more that and more whatever. It's like, okay, cool, like that's their journey. Like for me, I focused on my own journey and seeing, like, having no expectations for myself, just like doing stuff every day, doing workouts every day, and then like looking at myself and being like, oh, like it's great, Jess, that you've like, oh, like you're so much stronger than you were 2 weeks ago. But not putting that huge pressure on myself, oh, like you have to get to the top of the mountain immediately. Because to be quite frank, walking slowly up the mountain has actually been really enjoyable. I've learned so much more about myself and like my strength, and that by actually doing the walking. And I think that goes back to what I was saying about how like, oh, I'm only gonna like myself when I reach the top of the mountain. Like to me, I like myself actually so much more now because of the effort that I've put in and the fact that I'm actually climbing up the mountain. I like the person who's climbing up the mountain rather than the person who's sitting at the top of the mountain, because like the person climbing the mountain is the person who's actually doing the work. So yeah, so build it up slowly. And also in terms of like, for me, I started off running for 3 minutes and walking for 27 minutes a day, and then I changed, like, and then once a week I would turn this to not necessarily in the beginning. I did 3 minutes for quite a few weeks, I think, and then I slowly would be like, okay, let's do 4 minutes of running and then 26 minutes of walking, and then I'd keep adding. So now I'm actually doing 23, well, at the point of filming this video, I'm doing 23 minutes of running and 7 minutes of walking. And it's like, it's cool to see that if you add as you go, it's like, it's a good thing to challenge yourself, I feel, but to do it slowly and not to be like, okay, like 30 minutes, we're gonna run immediately, and like I haven't run in 400 years. So like it really does, what really has helped with me is taking small steps, but always trying to build those steps, like not just staying on that small step, like taking another small step the next day. And again, listening to your body, like don't listen to me and what I'm telling you to do, like listen to yourself and see like what is it that you need. Then the next thing is something else that's kind of like what I've been saying, but like something that I said to myself is, would you be exercising if you weren't losing weight? Because I think that that's really important. And it's like how, because like what I would see is like, yes, like I did want to lose weight, like that was a goal of mine eventually, not necessarily in the beginning, but like at the endish, or like as I went along, that did become a goal for me. But I said to myself, if I was never to lose another gram after today, like this is it, this is what I am for the rest of my life, would I still be exercising? Would I still be doing this type of exercise? And then I was like, yes, I would be, because this gives me more than just losing weight. It makes me happier, it makes me feel good about myself, I feel more empowered. Like I honestly like the fact that I'm like breaking my limiting beliefs, because before I could be like, oh, I can't do that, or I'm not capable of this, or I'm not an active person. And now I'm like, well, I am an active person. Like I feel so much more empowered, and that's like the feeling which I really like. And I feel like there's more to exercise than just losing weight. It can make you happier. So definitely look at yourself. If you're exercising and stuff, like ask yourself, if you were to stop losing weight, like if the body that you have now is it, like, are you still going to be exercising? Because I think you should be doing things that actually make you happy and make you feel like you enjoy life. And then another thing is like, there are ups and downs. So with this, I mean, yeah, like for me, it's like, it's not just a linear process of, oh, I'm going to speak specifically about like losing weight and what I've discovered specifically with losing weight. But it's not just like every single day we're going to lose the exact same amounts of weight. Like what I've seen is that my weight goes up, my weight goes down. Maybe I was saying like my weight goes down, my weight goes up, and it's been interesting just taking note of that change and being like, you know what, like cool for you, like that doesn't, like it's fine, like your body isn't just this linear thing that's just going to go down down down. It's like there's going to be changes, that's just the reality of it. And to also see like sometimes I've lost a lot of like weight in one go and then just like nothing, and I've been stuck on the same number, and it's been super frustrating. But I'm like, okay, like this is just a journey, there's ups and downs, and I'm still good enough. I'm good enough now, and I'm still going to be good enough if I lose weight, and I'm still going to be good enough if I gain weight. And then something else, last thing that I've done, like the last thing that I wrote down is, like in the beginning I did set an intention. So when I did kind of talk about this, but I like going into the year, I said, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And like I had something to work towards. And in the beginning, it just started off with, these are the things that I want to do. And I'm going to stick with these and like be strict on myself because this is going to make me happier. And then that eventually turned into a goal where I was like, okay, I really want to lose 10 kilos. So I've like pretty much have lost 10 kilos. I didn't weigh myself for the first week, so I'm not exactly sure. And also, like, as I say, the body isn't just this linear thing that's going to stay like in the exact same spot, like it's gone up and down. But I'd say I've lost about 10 kilos. But that wasn't a goal in the beginning. That became a goal, and I feel like that has also encouraged me to like keep going, in a sense, like have something to work towards. It really did help me to have something to work towards. But I think eventually seeing that like it's because I know sometimes, but if you have like a weight goal, it can really like tear you up inside, because it's like, oh, I'm not good enough until I reach this goal. So it's about constantly saying, okay, I've got a goal, but like I'm still good enough even if I haven't reached the goal yet. Or to constantly assess the goal and see like, is this realistic? Like, is this good for your body? Like, how are you feeling? So I think that that's been important. But yeah, just like having an intention and saying like, I really want to do this, and like taking my body seriously, actually listening to what it wants. So yeah, those are kind of all the things that I've learned through this experience. Honestly, I just feel like way happier and just like way better, way more energized. Oh, something else I wanted to say is, it was quite interesting, and I mean, you watched the previous video where I was talking about how, so like I haven't eaten like carbs and chocolates or anything like that this year, because like my thing was that I was just mindlessly eating, just like eating everything, because I'm just like, here's biscuits, like eat it even if I'm not hungry. So I really wanted to cut that out, because like I didn't like want that anymore, so I like chopped it all out. And again, like you don't have to do the strategy, like I'm just telling you what works for me, and this worked for me. But like I chopped it all out, said no more, and then like slowly started introducing things back. So example, introducing eventually, like maybe after 3 months, I introduced dark chocolate back into my life, and then not just eating the whole bar of chocolate in 2 seconds, like actually trying to make it last. And then as like more months would go by, I would say, okay, like I really feel like, if I was at the restaurant, oh, I really feel like a cheesecake is like a slice of cheesecake. I said cake so weirdly. And so I ordered it, and I didn't feel bad, because my body was like, hey Jess, like I really feel like cheesecake. So I got it. And then what I did notice was I did feel like I lost energy after that. Like I was like, oh, like I feel more sleepy and whatever. But I was like, this is perfectly fine. Like I didn't feel guilty about having it because my body wanted it, but it was good to observe that. And then like a few weeks later, I'd be like, oh, I really feel like eating a chocolate brownie. And then I ordered the chocolate brownie, and it tasted delicious. It made me feel good. I don't regret it at all. But like it was good because it was just like in moderation, and it wasn't like eating 400 brownies, because then it's like it loses the effect. So that's what happened in my previous video, was that I was saying that it was my birthday, and then because it was my birthday, like I got cupcakes, and my mom made these chocolate brownies, which is like I said like I want chocolate brownies because it's like your birthday, you wanna eat things. And just what I worked out is that it didn't, like my body didn't want it, like my body didn't feel like brownies, and I was just eating it because it was there, and then like eating all these cupcakes. Well, actually I only ate 2 cupcakes, and then I like decided no, like give the rest to to my dad, because it just like wasn't adding to my body. And like afterwards, so this was like last week, well when I'm filming this video, like on the Monday, so my birthday was on the Sunday. On the Monday I just felt so like exhausted and disgusting, and like just like my body did not like that stuff in me. And so yeah, if you want to go see how I ended up getting over that stuff, then go watch the video that I made last week. But yeah, like that's just what I learned, is that for me it's about like actually listening to my body and being like, okay, it feels like a chocolate brownie now, so now I'm going to eat it. But not just like, oh, there's chocolate brownie, so like let me eat it, or like let me just eat this food, because it's like my body doesn't actually need that stuff, like it doesn't feel good anymore. So yeah, that's all I have to really say about this fitness journey. If you have any questions, let me know. And again, like this is just my journey and my experience. I in no ways I'm telling you need to go do this, you need to go do this. I think like you need to actually listen to yourself and do what your body's telling you to do, because I'm not an expert in your life, and yeah, I feel like you have to do things that work for you. So maybe my strategy is not going to work for anyone else, or whatever, or you might be like, oh no, like this isn't right, like you should be doing it this way. Like it's worked for me, and that's all that really matters. But thank you guys for watching, and please remember that you are enough. Like you're 100% million% enough. And putting on weight and losing weight and all of this, it doesn't change that. Like you are enough. So thanks guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please subscribe down below, and share this with anyone you think would enjoy it. And again, like leave comments down below or questions. If you have any questions, definitely reach out and ask, and I can answer them. So thanks guys, and I hope you have a spectacular rest of the day.